This is Yerevan, the capital of the country of Armenia, at the crossroads of Europe and the Middle East and Asia. A quick kind of recap of the past couple of days for people who are subscribed to my channel and are wondering what happened the past couple of days since I was in Dilijan. So I traveled from Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, the country just north of here. From there, I went south by minivan and I met a girl on the minivan from Belgium, Madeline. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Klarnet.
And here's Madeline.
Wow.
Hi.
Who is traveling across Armenia into Iran. She has the visa already, and so she's going to Iran, and we stopped together in Dilijan, north of Yerevan here, and stayed for a couple of days. And then 2 days ago, we both came to Yerevan, but Madeline is on a stricter budget than myself, and so she got a hostel, and I got a hotel straight up that way, about 15 minutes, a really cool room for about $30 a night. And editing this video right now, figured I should go ahead and show the room. Nice and quiet. Comfy bed there. Flat screen TV that I don't actually use at all. Private bathroom. Not bad for 30 bucks. And so she is still here in Yerevan, and I might see her again before she leaves. However, she has kind of run into a little snag with her plans to go to Iran, which is that she realized that it might not be a good border crossing. It might be a little sketchy and hard to find transportation from the border to the bigger city that she wants to get to. So she's not quite sure what she's doing, but anyways, she may or may not appear in another video at some point. We shall see. So up ahead here is Republic Square. And Republic Square is the main square in Yerevan, built during Soviet times, previously called Lenin Square, with a big statue of Lenin. I'm not sure where that statue would have been, maybe out there. You can see a really nice scene here with the fountains, and great spot to relax. And very majestic Soviet-built buildings. You'll see more out that way. So the square and all the major buildings here were constructed from the 1920s until the 1970s. Armenia was part of the USSR, the Soviet Union, and gained its independence in 1991. Here we have some street food or smoothies, an espresso, autobus. Another smoothie and milkshakes. I see it's like a restaurant bus, cool. That's about $2.50 for a shake. So Armenia gained its independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, but the history sure goes back a lot farther than the 20th century and the Soviet era. The history of Armenia is really amazing. Armenia was the first Christian nation. the first country to become fully Christian in 301 AD, more than 1700 years ago. Absolutely mind-boggling. There is so much history here that is just so little known. I mean, most people not in this region don't really even know that Armenia is a country or where exactly it is or what it is. So it is a Christian country sandwiched between the Muslim countries of Turkey and Iran and Azerbaijan, and then Georgia to the north, also Christian. Oh boy, you gotta watch both ways here. Lots of kind of rusted out, old, beaten up, Soviet style vehicles, which are always kind of cool to see. I like them. The Lada cars and old style buses and minibuses and stuff. So this is still part of Republic Square. I think this is the main Republic Square area. And I'm going to just kind of keep on walking through the streets and give a just general kind of first impressions of Yerevan. So this might be my only video from Yerevan for now, because I am leaving tomorrow. I actually wanted to stay another night, but my hotel is full up. I'd reserved for 3 nights, and tonight is my 3rd night, and it is full tomorrow. So I decided to continue on tomorrow, and I'm going to the monastery of Ararat. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but it is very close to that right there. Ararat, the Holy Mount. Mount Ararat, where the Ark landed after the flood, along with Noah and his family and a bunch of animals. Ararat is not in Armenia. It is across the border in Turkey, but it is claimed as Armenian soil, and it is a very significant place in Armenian culture and history, and they would like to have Mount Ararat be once again part of Armenia. Now really quick then, getting back to my plans, then if you saw the other videos, then you might remember I was wanting to rent a car in the north of Armenia and go on a road trip and then end here in Yerevan, but there was nowhere to rent a car in Dilijan, and so I realized that I just kind of had to come to Yerevan and rent a car here. So there's actually a rental car company right in this area somewhere that I will go check out a bit later and see about renting a car for tomorrow. Otherwise, if for some reason that doesn't work out or it's too expensive or whatever, then it shouldn't be too expensive. It's cheap here in Armenia, but then I will just like take buses. But Ararat Monastery tomorrow, which is right near Mount Ararat, and then I want to see more of southern Armenia. So we'll see what else I end up visiting in the course of this trip, but there is so much to see in Armenia. It is really a very fascinating, underrated, little-known country that has so much history and a lot of really awesome sites, all the monasteries, hiking, the little villages, lakes, various historical ancient sites, the Soviet era buildings, and quite nice. more modern construction of these plazas and cool restaurants. There's great like cafes and clubs and stuff here in Yerevan. It is a very modern and quite a well-developed city, at least in the center. I hear that the outskirts of the city get kind of more rundown. But it's really quite impressive. I had no expectations, didn't know at all what it was going to be like, and I am very pleasantly surprised. Yesterday I walked this way and they were either putting up or taking down a stage that looked like it was getting ready for a musical event of some sort. And so I'm kind of curious to see if it was being taken down or put up and see what it's looking like now. I can still see the stage up ahead. It's called Aurora Forum. All right, a underground shopping center, I guess. So Armenian, the language you can see here, Armenian, English, Russian. Armenian is a unique language, and they have their own written script, and it is nothing like any other language. It is considered Indo-European and way back, might kind of have some connections to Greek a little bit, but basically it is just its own separate thing. And their writing was developed in around 400 AD. Delivery Mania menu.am. I wonder if it's like multiple different restaurants or just pizza or what, but that was my job actually for a long time. In Portland, Oregon, I was a delivery guy for restaurants, a separate service that coordinated with local restaurants in Portland. More than 100 different restaurants. I wasn't delivering by bicycle, however. I had a car, but I worked that job for like 6 years. Actually, that is the longest job I've ever worked in my life. So this is the Armenian currency, the dram, 1,000 dram. That is about $2. 500 dram to $1 US. So you can see it says Ararat Challenge on the sign for the festival or whatever this event is, Aurora Forum. So as I mentioned, Mount Ararat, Ararat Challenge. I don't know what that is. Well, the stage basically looks exactly like it did yesterday, so I'm still not sure if it's coming down or being put up. And so another must be Soviet era building, very dramatic and intense, and a famous Armenian person, I assume. It is in Armenian there. I'm sure someone can tell me who that is and what his significance is. Must be an important guy. All right, that is going to do it for Yerevan for now. But whenever I come back into the city, maybe in like a week or something like that, then I will try to do another video, more comprehensive, showing more of what there is to see in the city. I will definitely plan to visit the Armenian Genocide Museum. The Armenian Genocide occurred during World War I from around 1915 to 1920 and was a unfortunate part of the war of 1.5 million Armenians being murdered by Turkish forces, to the best of my understanding. And I know that there's a lot more to learn about it, so looking forward to seeing the museum and finding out more about that horrible event in Armenian history, which fortunately is a century old now, and Armenia has moved on. So anyways, more coming from Armenia, including some smaller villages and monasteries and mountains, and we'll see what I can find. All right, see ya.